Welcome to Big Prairie Boys Outdoors, where today we are fortunately not outdoors because, again, here in Ohio, it doesn't know what it wants to do. Today's discussion will be the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was founded by James Madison back in December 15th, 1791. The Second Amendment states, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." My thought process on the Second Amendment is we have the right to own our own weapons for whatever we decide to do with them. For example, sport shooting, hunting, just going to range, or even just to have them. Also, we have them to overthrow a government that tries to slowly strip all of our rights away because for some reason they seem to forget that they work for us, the American people.
Yeah, I have almost the same thought process, except I think that we have the right to own our own firearms and weapons. So, and nobody in no universe has the right to take them.
So, moving on, some of the things that are kind of infringing and maybe even helping the Second Amendment out is the gun control laws. The first one that we've seen was background checks, more extensive background checks for gun stores and internet sales. I strongly agree with that. What about you, Logan?
I also strongly agree with that.
Okay. The next one that was proposed was assault weapons ban. Ban any assault style weapons that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine. I strongly disagree.
Oh, I also strongly disagree with this.
The reason that I disagree is you take this pistol here, for instance, it has, no brainer, a detachable magazine, just as the AR over here has a detachable magazine. So if you're going to try and ban one, you will have to try and ban all. Another one would be the red flag law. This one is basically allowing law enforcement or close family members to use a court order to temporarily block an individual deemed dangerous from being able to buy or possess a gun priority. I'm kind of on the fence on it. It can help. Kind of helps out the suicide rates and stuff like that. You know, if somebody's not mentally there, yeah, it can help there. But on the other hand, someone can just say whatever they want about you and tell law enforcement, and they can basically come raid your house and strip you of all your weapons, and you didn't even do a single thing. How about you, Logan?
Well, I'm also on the fence about this one. Yes, the suicide rates have gone dramatically down here in the U.S. due to the red flag laws, but people who don't like somebody can also use this law to put good people behind bars.
The next one that we had seen was the straw bill, which I really don't know why they tried putting that one in there. It seems to be in effect from years ago, but purchasing a firearm for someone who can't pass background check, I agree with that, mainly because it's been illegal for years to do so. You legally can't go in and buy a weapon for somebody, you know, that either A, can't pass a background check, or, you know, B, just because maybe they're underage or something like that.
Yeah, same. It's been around for years, and I agree with him all the way.
The next one was arming teachers. Arming teachers protect our children from potential mass shootings or any other harmful dangers. That obviously I do agree with.
Oh yeah, me too. I'd rather have my teachers protect me than I have to protect myself from danger.
Alright, so now moving on to the lovely subject of the AR-15, since everybody wants to try and make it a hot subject, so why not we make it a hot subject? The AR-15 does not mean assault rifle. It actually is considered an Armalite rifle, which was the first company to design the platform. The first rifles were Select Fire and were manufactured between 1959 and 1964. They are considered air-cooled, gas-operated, magazine-fed rifles. Kind of going on. The fully automatic, since everybody wants to say, oh, they're fully automatic, when in fact they are semi-automatic. Fully automatic weapons were banned for civilian use in 1986 and not allowed by persons without a proper license to own the weapon. Logan, would you like to explain?
Yeah. So Colt was proceeded to make its version of the Armalite rifle, which was M16, which proceeded in 1963 with caliber 5.56 to replace the M1 Garand for our war weapons. The Colt AR-15 featured a slab side lever receiver, lacking boss around the magazine release button, and a 20-round magazine. They were only made in 223 originally. And Armalite sold its rights to Colt due to financial issues in 1959.
Yes.
Basically, we're going to explain the semi-auto handgun versus a semi-auto rifle. But basically, before we do that, we're going to play a little sound clip. It was basically from the Canadian Broadcasting Company. Unfortunately, it was over a saddened shooting that happened out in New Zealand. But this kind of goes to show people that don't understand guns when they speak, that they don't make much sense.
We can show you this photograph put out. This looks like it's on a piece of carpet there in the background. These are the magazines from an automatic rifle. The automatic, these are what you call a banana clip, and here is a drum style clip. Both of them able to deliver a high rate of fire, and both of them all of them extremely deadly. Listed on that, sort of painted on. And
so basically, I seen that and kind of chuckled on the inside. Brought that home, showed my wife, and she gave me a kind of funny look like, what in the world? I even took it over and showed my father-in-law, and he just laughed, and he goes, what in the world is wrong with people? We can't tell you. But I can tell you, this and this does not affect rate of fire. This just holds the ammunition, this just holds the rounds, this does not do anything but just hold things. I can set these here. Right now they're not shooting up my house, so they're wrong. Basically what's happening here is none of these are fully auto. These are semi-automatic weapons. Put your rounds in your magazine, put the magazine into the handgun, you rack it if it wants to rack, and basically you pull the trigger. When you pull the trigger, the gases create an explosion, brings back the slide comes forward with the extractor, puts it around into the chamber, you pull the trigger again, and that is how you fire it. A fully automatic, you hold the trigger, it keeps going until the magazine is empty. This will not continue to fire if I just fire it once and hold it. Same thing will go for the AR-15.
Thank you, honey.
The AR-15, same concept. You have your magazine. You put the magazine in. You slide your bolt carrier up. You pull the trigger. It will not continue to fire. And again, when you fire the round, the gases from the explosion of the round going through brings back your bolt carrier. The bolt carrier comes back forward, extracting another round, and then you proceed to fire again. It is a one-round deal. A little bit of struggle, but that's just the way it is. Neither of these are fully automatic. Fully automatic, again, has been banned for years. you have to have the proper licenses to do so, and it costs quite a bit of money to get them. Basically, this was kind of a short and sweet video, unless you have anything else to add
Nope.
that you would like to add.
We covered all the topics I had.
So, I mean, short and sweet, to the point. Basically, we're going to end it with this. The Second Amendment, leave it the hell alone. Thank you.
Hey, it's Logan for Big Pro Boys Outdoors, and I want to put out the perspective of a 13-year-old on all these laws, but on the Second Amendment. So future generations, like my generation and youngers, are suffering from these laws more than the elders and our parents, because they're the ones who taught us how to shoot, maintain, and properly handle firearms. And I want to learn more on how to handle guns and use proper technique when shooting, so I can teach that to my children and their generations after them. So I just want to put that out there. See you guys.